Hello, and welcome to the product demo of XDesign. This demo will showcase some of the features available in the app and briefly show you how you could use it. So let's begin. The XDesign app is available on the Mac App Store. Once it is downloaded, it can be found on your Mac's Launchpad. The XDesign user interface is designed to provide fast and easy access to drawing tools and functions for a smooth workflow. Toolbars are located at the sides of the board, with more functions accessible via the customizable main toolbar and the properties panels organized in the sidebar. The file management functions are available via the standard application menu on the top of the screen. Many of the functions available in the main toolbar are also accessible via the application menu with keyboard shortcuts. There are a vast number of features accessible via this interface, and they are fully covered in the XDesign user guide. In this demo, we will quickly run through the major features only. The different toolbars, which are conveniently located around the sides of the board, can be used to quickly access many of the commonly used tools and functions. XDesign has horizontal and vertical rulers to help as measurement guides. The rulers are units aware and adapts to the board settings and zoom states. The board can be zoomed using the Command, plus and minus keyboard shortcuts or preset zoom buttons in the main toolbar. When the board is in zoom state, we can scroll the board using the scroll bars at the bottom and right side of the board. You can also quickly switch to a zoom level using the zoom presets list at the bottom left corner of the board. A custom value can also be entered using the keyboard. The sidebar located on the right side of the window is organized into multiple levels of menus, panels, and controls to set the shape properties and board settings. The sidebar can be closed when not required. The sidebar also contains the Layers menu to create and manage drawing layers. All the drawing board related settings, which include grid, snap, and drawing scale, are done using the board panel. The grid can be turned on or off using the grid switch. Grid can be set as automatic, or a custom grid can also be specified. Grid settings are unit and drawing scale aware. The snap feature can be used to accurately align the object to a grid or another object. Snap can be turned on or off using the snap switch. Snap can be set as automatic, or a custom snap can also be specified. Snap settings is units and drawing scale aware. The default units for a new design in the XDesign coordinate system is in points. This can be changed to one of the supported units. XDesign uses a unit-aware coordinate system with an extendable board size and drawing scale setting for setting the drawing limits as required. A set of standard board size options are available for convenience. You can also set a custom board size. A drawing scale can be set separately from board size. Default drawing scale is 1.0. Setting or changing the drawing scale will affect all the measurement related features of the coordinate system, display, and input, but will not change the internal storage values. Values stored by XDesign internally will always be at scale 1.0. A full set of standard vector drawing tools is available to draw shapes, insert text, images, and add dimensions. Specific steps need to be followed to insert the shape based on the tool selected. For example, to insert a line, select the line tool, then click and drag to insert the line. Release the click to finish. To insert a path, select the path tool, then click and drag to insert the first point and its control point. Click and drag again to specify the next point and its control point. Repeat this for more points. Double-click to finish drawing the path, or double-click on the first point to close the path and finish. Please refer to the XDesign user guide for a list of available drawing tools and how to use them. Select the text tools in the Shapes toolbar to add text. Click on the board and drag just like you would insert a rectangle. Release to finish. A text box with a default text and a dash outline for the bounding box will be inserted on the board. To change the text, double tap on the text box, which will open the text edit pop-up for you to enter the text. To change its properties, such as font, size, style, and alignment, use the text edit controls in the edit toolbar at the top of the board or the text panel in the sidebar. You can also convert text to path using the two-path button in the Path Edit toolbar located on the bottom of the window. An image can be inserted using the File, then Insert menu option. A file selection pop-up will appear for image selection. Selecting an image will insert the image onto the board, which can then be moved and resized as required. Both single and multi-selection is supported. Shapes can be selected by clicking on them. Shapes with a full color can be selected by clicking anywhere on the shape. Shapes without a full color can be selected by clicking on the line or path only. When a shape is selected, it will have selection handles located at the corners and sides. To unselect a shape, click outside on the empty board area. Multiple objects can be selected by clicking and dragging around the area enclosing the shapes. Select an object and drag to move the object. The X and Y location of an object can also be specified in the Properties panel or the Edit toolbar. Arrow keys can be used to move an object in fine steps or snap or grid increments. Press Shift along with the arrow keys to move with larger steps. You can resize a shape or a selection by clicking and dragging the handles located at the corners of the selection in the appropriate directions to increase or decrease the size. To rotate, select the object, then press and hold the red handle on the right side of the shape or selection, then drag the handle around the center to rotate the object. You can change the rotation center by clicking and dragging the center point to another location and then rotate around the new center. You can delete, copy and paste objects or a selection of objects using the Edit tools found on the main toolbar or by using keyboard shortcuts for copy and paste. To copy and paste, select the objects, press the copy button, then the paste button. The copy of the object will be pasted exactly on top of the original object. You can then move the new object to a different position on the screen. To delete an object, select the object and press the delete button. If you make a mistake, you can undo or redo the changes using the undo or redo 2 buttons located on the top toolbar. A multi-level of undo and redo stack is maintained by XDesign from the time you started the current session. You can undo or redo an unrestricted number of steps back to where you started the current session. A set of properties panels are available in the sidebar. You can set all the properties for a shape like its location, size, and specify attributes like style and color. Numeric fields for location, size, length, angle, center, radius, and rotation are available based on the button selected. The sub-panel buttons open panels for setting style, pen, fill colors, color mixer and gradients, text properties, and dimension settings. The Style panel option allows you to set the line width, line style pattern, start and end arrow markers, line end and line join style. Full colors and line colors are set separately. Colors can be set using the predefined color swatches or specified by RGB values using the color mixer. You can specify a gradient for the shape using the gradient sub-panel in the full color panel. More gradient stops can be added and moved around to define the gradient. The gradient can also be set as linear or radial. All the object-related functions like grouping, rotation presets, flip, explode, join, combine, separate, and advanced Boolean operations are available in the Object menu or in the main toolbar. You can customize the main toolbar to add or remove the required tools for easy access. Shapes can be grouped together to create complex objects. A group can be further grouped hierarchically with other shapes or groups to form more complex objects. Shapes can be exploded into individual segments, each segment to be a separate shape. They can be joined together at endpoints if the endpoints are close together. Shapes can be created and placed on top of other shapes. The order of the shapes which determine which shape is higher in the stack is referred to as its Z order. No two shapes can have the same Z order. One is always over the other when it overlaps. To raise or lower a shape, select the shape and press the raise or lower buttons in the Tools panel. When there are many overlapping shapes, for raising a shape to the top, use the top button in the Tools panel, or for lowering the shape to the bottom, use the bottom button. Shapes can be flipped horizontally or vertically. Flipping shapes is the same as mirroring shapes across the X or Y axis, with the origin as the shape center itself. Shapes can be aligned left, right, or centered with respect to each other. Multi-select the shapes you need to align and press the required Align button to align them. The standard Boolean operations unite, intersect, subtract, and exclude are supported. Two objects need to be selected to perform a Boolean operation. Unite merges the two objects together as one. This is different from grouping, as with unite, the objects are merged at the node level to form a single object. Intersect merges the overlapping area of the objects with the remaining portions removed. Subtract removes the overlapping portion of the first object by the second object. Exclude removes the part of the two objects which are overlapping. The path editing features can be used to edit the node points and segments of a shape. A shape's points can be moved independently by turning on the edit point settings found in the Properties panel. Note that this setting is separate for each shape. The switch is disabled if a shape is not selected. When you are in part editing mode for a shape, the part editing tools are available at the bottom of the screen. Points can be added in between a selected segment. You can remove any selected point as well. Open multi-line shapes and open parts can be closed using the close button. Any shape can be converted to a path using the two-path button. Converting a shape to a path changes it to a Bezier curve with control points for each point. Control points can be moved to alter the structure of the path. Individual segments in a shape or path can be selected, and they can be curved or straightened. Shapes can be organized into different layers. A layer can be visualized as a separate transparent sheet on the board which holds a set of shapes. Multiple layers can be created to organize the design logically. Each layer's visibility can be turned on or off. Each layer can be locked or unlocked. Locked layers are not editable. There is always a layer which is identified as the current layer. This layer can be set. Any new shape created or pasted on the design will be located on the current layer. You can move and edit shapes on other visible layers. Layers can be raised or lowered. Raising or lowering a layer will bring all the objects on the layer to the front or back depending on the Z order of the layers. A background image can be set from an image file which will be laid under the grid. This feature is intended for tracing, copying or marking raster images. To set a background image, open the background panel in the top section of the sidebar. Press the Set Background Image button, which opens the file picker. Select the required image file. Once the image is loaded, the thumbnail of the image will be visible on the panel. Turn on the background switch to enable the background image under the grid. The File menu allows you to create and manage your designs. Designs can be stored locally or on iCloud. XDesign has full iCloud support for automatic sync between iDesign, which is the iOS version of XDesign, on your phone, iPad, and your Mac. To create a new design, go to File menu, then select New. This will open a new design in the XDesign window. To open an existing design, go to File menu, then select Open. You can then choose your design from either your Mac or iCloud if you have iCloud enabled. Designs are automatically saved when you close the design window. For new designs, you are prompted for a design name when you close the window. There is a Save button in the main toolbar to save the design at any time. XDesign includes dimensioning tools for drawing linear and angular dimensions in technical drawings. A length dimension tool is available for creating linear dimensions, and an angle dimension tool is available for creating angular dimensions. To edit the dimension points, double-click on the object, which will change it to edit mode, and then move the endpoints. This will update the dimension value automatically. You can also give a custom constant value if needed. The value for automatic dimensions are determined based upon the units and drawing scale settings for the design. A comprehensive set of dimension settings are available to set the dimension, style, format, text locations, and more. Architectural formats are also supported to format values in feet and inches. For example, you could have 12 feet and 3 1/4 inches. XDesign supports high-quality export output in both raster and vector formats. To export a design, open the File menu and select Export, or simply press the Command+E keyboard shortcut. The supported formats are SVG, PDF, JPEG, and PNG. PNG can have a transparent background. SVG and PDF and popular vector formats are supported by many desktop and mobile apps. You can set the background as transparent when exporting to PNG formats. You can specify whether you want to export all visible layers, the current layer only, or the layers that are visible, or just the current selection. For raster image formats, you can specify the export size. Designs can be previewed and printed using the Print menu option in the File menu. This opens the Print dialog where you can specify various options for printing. The Page Setup option is also accessible from the File menu to specify page properties. Thank you for watching our product demo for XDesign. If you have any questions, please contact us on our website located at the description box below.